got a few more minutes till we're going to get started, but I do want to let you know we are not going to run late. We will have our keynote speaker at the right time today, which means we'll be done in time to get changed for the gala. So worry not about that, but make yourselves at home, and we'll start in just a few minutes. Brandon Adams and run through the audience and get us all excited again? How was lunch? Give me a clap, give me a love here. Come on, guys, we are working it. Now, be honest, did anybody sneak a look at some of the market shops? Did anybody place an order while okay, I was close, but anyway. We have this schedule. I want you to take a look at this right behind me. This is our schedule for the market tour tomorrow morning. We're going to start at 9:20. Bring your coffee. Now, the best part about market tour, in my opinion, is that they feed us. They buy us drinks. They just talk to us about the way that their particular furniture ordering, art ordering, accessories works, and they're going to give you very, very personalized attention. If you want to make a note of this, it is in the agenda, but I think we've made a couple minor changes, so please mark this down. But if you stay with us, you'll get to the right place at the right time. Just make sure that you are at B, well, let's see, where do we start? 9:20 in the front of building, which is building B. So that's downstairs in this building. Am I incorrect?
No, it says 9:30 on the right. See, we go down to 9:30.
Oh, well, see, we're meeting at 9:20 in the front, and then we'll be there. So if you miss us, you can go to those places first.
Oh, gosh.
So we're meeting as a group at 9:20 down in the front of this building, and the first place we're going is Left Bank Art. I think this is just the way the PowerPoint kind of separated, so we've had to do a few tap dancing things there. So I'd like to say, welcome back. Does this have music? Give me a clap. The tickets for the Atlanta conference are now available. This is your QR code. You get a very special prize for having been here this weekend, and I'm so excited that we have new speakers, new topics, more workshops. It'll be a bigger group as well. It is going to be in Atlanta in July, so we're going to be in shorts and flip-flops, and it'll be fantastic, but we sure would love to have you there. Right now, we've got an incredible speaker, just an amazing lady. I need to get her clicker. Oh, come on, baby. I'm so sorry. I will make sure that it works by the time you need to click anybody. But please give a warm welcome to our own Bridget King. She's going to be talking about some great stuff today. And I think that the big takeaway that we're going to have... Did it go? Oh my. Well, some days chicken, some days feathers. My mom used to say that, you know, to say some days you get to eat the chicken, some days you just get the feathers. And then my dad would always say, and some days chicken poop. And that's what we deal with. We are problem solvers, we are tap dancers, and that's what we do. So whoever feels like sometimes in a stage you're having to tap dance to save it, right? I have done this and it's tough, but when you come up, sometimes it gets you out of your comfort zone and you end up doing something like the client didn't tell you there was floor-to-ceiling fireplace from 1952 or there's pink tile in the bathroom. And you just have to go with it, right?
The good news.
The good news?
Is we do have another one if this is working. It's been working.
Yeah, it's been working. So who's going to the gala tonight? Yeah? I wanted to wear the gold dress that was in the picture, but that wasn't actually me. So I don't have the gold dress or the body that fits in it. But we are going to be finishing on time so that we are able to have enough time to change and get to the gala. Slideshow?
Hey, Leslie, where's the gala at?
Here.
It's right in this room.
Okay, a lot of people did not know that.
Oh, okay, I apologize for that. So yes, the gala is going to be here. It is a dinner. We have not only speaker awards, but we have stager awards, we have photo ops, we have music. We'll have a really nice cash bar and maybe some dancing if we're feeling a little crazy. So the gala is always a great time and it's a great time for photos and finally a chance to really talk to people once we're done eating and we can all have a drink, sit around, talk about what we do in our part of the country and what our stupid stager tricks are. So it's a great time to network. If you haven't traded cards with people yet, why don't you take a moment right now, look at the person to your left, change clothes, there she is, we see our Bridget, and make sure that you're connecting. Make sure that, I think we learned in one of the sessions that we've got to follow up. It's great to meet somebody. Mitch Boggy and I today completely connected over this one rep that they have, and he sent me his number, and I immediately followed up. I was learning that I've got to do that, because otherwise I'll forget, right?
You got to advance to the slide because otherwise it's just...
Are we ready? There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Bridget King, navigating change.
Okay, let's give it up for the tech guys working that out.
Thank you guys.
Did they have the margaritas?
We'll take it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back. I know we've eaten that wonderful lunch and we've had a margarita or two, some of us, and so you're relaxed, and that's fine. I want to tell you about my journey and how to navigate change in your life and in your business. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Bridget, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, better? Okay, great. So, a little bit about me. I'm going to be 57 years old.
Wait. You're 39 plus shipping in Indiana.
I'm proud of my age. And, you know, I've been doing this business now for 20 years, starting March 14th is my 20-year anniversary as a home stager. In South Florida. And I would say maybe 2 years ago, I just started feeling exhausted and burnt out. Can anybody relate? Love this industry. And I tell all the new stagers that work with me and that I mentor that it has never been a better time to be a home stager. Would you agree? Yes. Our industry is growing. It's phenomenal. And for those of us who have been around for a long time, we have witnessed and seen all of the changes in our industry. So I made a bold decision and I said, you know, I went to go destage a property and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired of schlepping. I'm tired of packing. And I didn't own a warehouse. I had a storage unit. I had my garage. And I had a guest bedroom in my house. That was my warehouse, okay? So I said, you know what? I'm selling my inventory. Just like that. And I started putting it on Facebook. I started having garage sales, started telling friends. I started doing redesign a few years ago. And so gradually I would start selling inventory to my redesign clients. So that's kind of how I got started. And anything else that was not sold was donated to charity. I was done. So now my story begins. So you don't know me personally, but I do have a journey. And it started 20 years ago. I was working in corporate America. That's how Sandra and I met. I've actually known her for probably about 25, 26 years, working in the cell phone industry. I used to cell phones. Back then it was the Motorola Ultra Classic, for those of you who are old enough to remember that phone. And then we graduated. Do you remember the Nokia phone? Okay, Nokia is no longer out there. But that's where my corporate journey started, in sales and marketing, and I used to rep the product for the whole state of Florida. So I used to travel a lot. It was a great job. Anyway, in about 2002, my husband got his real estate license, like many of you here in the room, and we decided to become house flippers. And this was before there was HGTV and DIY and all these channels that now show house flipping. And we were flipping houses and doing very well. And I didn't even know there was such a thing as staging. I just thought, based on my background, and that I love architecture and design, that putting furniture in the room looks so much better than an empty room. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right. So I went to our local retailer, City Furniture, and I bought sofas and beds and made everything pretty. And all of a sudden, people were asking to buy the furniture with the house. I said, wow, this is something. Coincidentally, another friend of mine that also worked with me and Sandra ran into me and she's like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm flipping houses and I'm kind of staging and decorating. And she's like, you need to connect with Sandra. And we did. And Sandra was the one who told me to get into Iahsp. And I took my certification and started my own business. And it's called Captiva Design. And it comes from an island on the west coast of Florida called Captiva Island. And when I was listening to a business coach, they told me, come up with a name that's also a conversation piece, that people will be inquisitive and want to know, where did that name come from? And it was the best name because people always ask, are you from Captiva? Oh, I went there for vacation. It's a beautiful place. And so that was a good conversation starter. Then the second part of the journey happened. And so I left my job in corporate America and decided to do this staging full time and failed. Yeah. Bought the inventory, we were flipping homes, doing well, and then the market bottomed out. And Florida took a huge hit. So I had to figure it out. And you know what I did? I went to work for Crate and Barrel. And I said, I'm gonna work for Crate and Barrel, I'm gonna use the discount, and I'm gonna buy inventory on the side, and I'll start this thing over again slowly. And that's what I did. Anyway, things started to pick up, and business got better, and I left Crate and Barrel, and I said, I'm gonna do this thing full time all the way. And then another setback happened. And the properties that my husband, some of them that we bought, we had to short sale them. So that was another issue we had to deal with. And so I did something that I tell people do not do. I was fearful. And I went back to corporate America. I went to work for a company named Samsung. I hated it. I cried. My husband said, you're so miserable. Why are you doing this? I said, because the burden is on, for those of us who have a spouse, on them to carry the load, right? And he said, I don't want to see you like this. Do what you love, the money will come. And he supported me. And I felt so bad because I worked for Samsung for about 1 month. And I felt really bad because being in the cell phone industry, kind of like the staging industry, everybody knows everybody. And somebody referred me to the position based on my experience. And I had to call that person and say, I hate to tell you this, but I'm about to quit because I'm not happy. And they gave me their blessing. They said, go do what you love. So that was the last time. And that was the only time I looked back. And I said, I don't care what storms come, I'm gonna make this thing work. And that's what I'm here to tell you about. So the journey right now that I'm on, I'm happy. I'm so happy. And a lot of people cannot say that, truly say that. I'm free. You know why? Because I'm doing what I want to do, when I want to do it. I have paid my dues, I have lost money, I have made money, I've made mistakes, I goofed up orders, I did all of it. But I'm still standing here. And I want to tell you how I'm still standing here. What I also love about this time right now is I get to serve my community. I'm building, I've been working on my community, my personal community. I'm free to travel. I'm gonna start playing golf. I'm gonna vacation with my family. I'm not gonna work myself to the bone and not have anything to show for it. So I had to really make a plan and stick to it. So the journey, you know, in that movie, The Wizard of Oz, if you watched it, and I watched it again, I watched it as a child, and like all the music just came right back to me. I remembered it. We're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Remember all that? And it came right, yes. And you know, there were so many messages. If you haven't watched it or watched it lately, you should go back and watch it. There's a lot of messages in there. And I thought of Dorothy, she was so kind to everybody she met, right? The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, who was the Lion, right? And each of those individuals needed heart, courage, and that's kind of like us. Like, we're on a journey, whether you're doing real estate or you're doing staging or you're doing design, like, to connect with people, you have to have a heart for people, because people will wear you down. Clients will wear you down. And so you have to love this business and you have to love serving others. And that's the way I think of my business. It's a ministry of service, and you care about each client and you want to give the very best to each client. And so I'm always looking for opportunities. I might be quiet, sitting, watching, observing, but I'm thinking. I'm a thinker, and I'm a good listener. And so I'm always looking for the next opportunity. And so when I decided that I was really leaving vacant home staging, I had to have a plan as to how we're going to bring in the revenue, right, to pay the bills and to grow the business. And so I started creating my own revenue streams that were still related to staging, but were a little bit different from the traditional residential home staging. And I'll share that with you. So I love doing things that other people don't want to do. And so there are some of our colleagues that don't like walking into occupied homes and working with people's furniture and artwork and trying to, okay, clap it up. If you don't like occupieds, clap it up. Right? But I actually love that. You know why? Because it really is gratifying to me when I took your stuff and made it look amazing, right? And they appreciate it. They really do appreciate it. And a lot of people don't want to do it, but there's good money in it if you like to do it, if you love to work with other people's things, and there's an art to really being a good redesigner. Also, there are more occupied listings on the market than there are vacant. So there's a lot of bread out there for you to eat, again, if you like doing it, and I do. So focused heavily now for the last 2 years on marketing and branding myself as a home stager redesigner or home stager stylist, if you want to call it that. And then I saw another opportunity. For those of you who live along the coast, South Florida is the #1 boating community in the world, right? Well, I should say in the US. And so Florida, Fort Lauderdale in particular, we have an amazing boating community, fabulous luxury yachts, big ports for cruise ships. And I saw an opportunity through a realtor from Coldwell Banker who was posting how her husband was the #1 yacht broker. Pay attention to these social media posts that you see. There's gold in it, right? And I knew her, and I said, let me call her, because when I saw the yacht, I can't lie, I wasn't impressed. I thought it looked a little flat, for a $3.5 million yacht. So I called her and I said, hey, could I meet your husband? I see he's #1, and I would love to talk to him about maybe working with him and staging some of the yachts. So she connected me. So when I connected to Peter Peter says, I'm gonna call the managing director and you come in and you do a presentation for all the yacht salespeople. And I was like, oh, I was just trying to work with him. But he now is opening the door for me to work with other people. And it was the best opportunity I've ever had. And I have been staging yachts now for 5 years. And there is wonderful revenue in yacht staging. And the thing about it that's nice is you don't have to lift any furniture, right? Everything's built in. Yacht staging involves a lot of fluff work, pillows, accessories, the beautiful things, right? And so I would say logistics is probably the biggest thing in yacht staging. It's getting all of that stuff from Home Goods and Crate and Barrel, wherever you're shopping, onto the yacht. But if you are interested in talking to me about it, please see me sometime during our conference. So now, listen, I want you to follow me. I removed vacant staging from the mix of my service offerings, but I'm adding on other opportunities of revenue. So I'm still in the family, but I'm doing something different. So yacht staging is one. Then we get into the holidays. Everybody loves Christmas. If you have a gift for decorating trees and liking to do wreaths and garland, or if you have a friend and you team up with them and you create this 6 to 7 week revenue stream decorating people's Christmas trees, there's a lot of gold there. I did 31 trees. This is my top season for 2023. I started out with 2. And social media was my best friend in promoting that. And then when the client's friends come over, they're like, who did your tree? So now you have word of mouth. You had a question?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but is
It's okay.
it your decorations or is it the client's decorations?
So it's the client's decorations. Okay, let me share this with you. I told you I'm gonna be 57. I'm on the back half of my life, meaning I'm not trying to rev up and hustle like I was doing 20 years ago. My body can't handle that. I'm thinking and looking for opportunities where I can use this and the laptop, shop the stuff, drop it off. We call it an Uber service delivery. We can shop the whole job for the client, so you're getting revenue for shopping time. Then you're getting revenue to decorate the tree. Then you're getting revenue for purchases if you want to mark it up for the decor, and then you're getting revenue to tear it down and pack it up. That's like 4 streams of revenue for one Christmas tree, or 2 or 3. Then you can branch out into restaurants, condo lobbies, commercial work. So the opportunities are there, but again, you have to like doing those things. Then there's also a 5th revenue stream, because if we've never seen your house before, we charge for a consultation fee to come, because some clients have the stuff. They just don't know how to put it together, and they may need a color change. Like say they did red, green, and gold, now they want to take the green out and add a different color. We can do that. And so there's always opportunities to what we call curate services for the client. So that's just another revenue stream. Then there's the healthcare. Assisted living in Florida is booming like crazy. They're going up everywhere. And so we can do the model units for assisted living, memory care. We can also help move in a client who needs to go into one of those facilities, and you have to bring your own furniture, so we can help them downsize and place furniture in the facility. Then of course we do some short-term rentals. I just got another one. I've only done 4. So I wouldn't say that's my heavy income stream, but it's out there, and we tell clients about it, and we have worked with investors and also with just private clients that just want to invest in buying an Airbnb or setting up an Airbnb. And then the last big time major transformation revenue stream is interior design. Yes, and I love it. Clap it up if you do interior design. Clap it up, clap it up. So I love doing interior design, and if you do like to do interior design, then you're a patient, loving, and kind person. Because people will call you all times of the night if you let them. And people will change their minds. And people don't have a budget. And you have to handhold. But we talked about this in the conference earlier about collaborations. And when you're doing interior design, collaborations are everything. With your vendors, your trade vendors, your electrician, your plumber, your painter, your handyman. And even if you're not doing interior design, you should really have all of those trades in your toolkit. Because how great do you look when a client says, okay, I'm gonna have you stage my house, but I need a paint color. Can you pick a paint color? Are you familiar with Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore? Do you have a good, reliable painter? And make sure you vet all of your trades. That is super, super important, because even though they're subs for you, they are representing you. So for me, I've been building this since I started flipping homes, and my trades have been with me, most of them, at least 15 years, some 12. So there's revenue, there's gold in having good trades and good vendors, because they can give you a commission off the job. So your painter paints the house. I didn't take the time to go and physically do the work, he did, but you can get 10, 15% off the job. That's another revenue stream, right? But there has to be a shift. There has to be a shift in your mindset. And you have to think about, what is it that you're thinking about doing in the next, I'm not even gonna say 10 years, 5 years. Where do you see yourself? What are you gonna be doing? What if something happens? What if you get sick? What if you get hurt? We don't know, right? But we need to have some kind of a roadmap. And a lot of people don't want to think about the future too far out because they're fearful of the future. They're just trying to make it through the day. They're just trying to get through the week. They're just trying to make sure all the bills are paid at the end of the month. But we have to think beyond that. And so in the movie, the Yellow Brick Road, to me, the Wizard of Oz movie, symbolizes the strategic path that you have to take to get to where you want to be. You can't just say, oh, I want to make $500,000 by 2025. You got to have a plan how you're going to get there to the $500,000 mark, right? And so it's all about setting goals. And I've been trying to lose 20 pounds since COVID, and it just hasn't happened. So I changed my mindset, and I said, I'm going to mark off the 20. I'm going to lose 5. Start with 5. I lost the 5. Then I said, okay, we're going to try for 10. I haven't reached the 10 yet, but I'm trying to get there, and I've made changes in my lifestyle so that I can get to that place. So my question is, what's your goal to get you to the place where you want to be? And you need to think about that. When you pay money and you invest time to come to a conference like this, you need to walk away with some gems. Please don't go back home and do the same old thing. At least do 2 things with all of the great and amazing speakers that came and donated time and gave you nuggets. Please go home and do some mindset work so that you can make the shift and make the change. So I told you I sold all my inventory. That was hard for me. Because I kept saying, I'm gonna do it, and I wasn't doing it. And then people would call and say, hey, I have a vacant stage and can I get a quote? And I would still get the quote, and I'm like, no, you have to stop doing that. You have to tell them I no longer do that and refer that business out. And I kept doing it. And then I said, no, I'm done. I'm not saying, yes, let me give you a quote. I said, no, I no longer offer that service. However, I have several colleagues that I can refer you to that do that kind of work. That was freeing. Why are you doing something that you really don't want to do? Or why are you putting yourself through the agony of trying to make a few dollars for your sanity and for your peace? You should be able to sleep at night saying, you know what, it was a good day. I had a few challenges, but it was a good day because I did the things that I wanted to do so that I can create the life that I want to have. So I thank you. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. So again, mindset. I focus on the things that I wanted. I let go the things that no longer serve me. And the first time I told a client, no, I no longer do vacant staging. And this was a client that I had done vacant staging with in the past. But I told them I no longer do that work. However, should you have an occupied listing, I got you. But here, call X, Y, and Z, they can give you quotes for that. It was so liberating and so freeing. Like you're scared, but then when you do it, it's like, I can breathe. And then, like I said, the yellow brick road, each brick is an action step. Nothing is gonna happen unless you do something. You gotta do something, right? Talking about it, thinking about it, dreaming about it, reading about it, watching everybody on the internet is not gonna help you build the business. You gotta do it for yourself. They talk about, don't work hard, work smarter. Well, I think you gotta do both. First of all, to get the business to where you wanna be, you're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to stay up till 1 o'clock doing quotes, finishing up consultations. You're gonna have to get on social media and market and brand yourself. You're gonna need to read a book. You're gonna take a class. There's a lot to do to being an entrepreneur, and especially in our business. It's not like we're selling a widget. And that's all we do. We do multiple things, right? And we're also counselors to our clients. We have to listen. You have to be a good listener, right? You have to be careful about what you say and how you say it. You can't just walk into somebody's house and start ripping it to pieces. The agent will destroy you for that because you're representing that agent, right? But it's not what you say, it's the way you present it. And in redesign, particularly in redesign, we see a lot of ugly stuff. And it's how you present that to the client. Always start with a positive. Oh my gosh, you get such nice light coming into your house, right? What can we do to enhance the room and make it look better and feel better? So I say to you, what actions are you taking to get you to the place that you want to be? I can tell you, don't show up and throw up. Meaning, don't just show up at a real estate office or show up at a client's house and just start babbling on and on and on. Get to know what you're doing really well and add value so that when you show up and people ask you a question, you know what the hell you're talking about. Right? Or you can offer something that they weren't even aware of. So make sure you study your craft. I go to vendor shows, I show up at my vendors, I find out what's the latest trends, I do research, I go on the internet, I follow other, high-end luxury designers, do the work so that when you show up, you look like a professional and you're confident in your ability to get the job done. So lessons learned and just some insights and quick reflections. Community is so important, especially for the new stagers. You need to stay connected to your Iahsp community. And I know we all get busy and there's things to be done, but right here in this room are the people that can help you build your business and get you to the next level. Some things you have to pay for. There's some information and knowledge that you need you're gonna have to pay for it. But a lot of it is available to you on the Iahsp website or through individuals in your area, your community that you can call on and talk to. I do this all the time, and even if you don't live in Florida, but you just wanna pick my brain, because people don't like when they pick your brain because they're getting all the information for free and then you feel used. But for my community, you can always pick my brain. So sometimes also when you're trying to make decisions about your business and where you're going and where you want to go, sometimes you need to like just not do nothing. Like just kick back. Don't do anything. Don't say anything. Just relax and kind of let your brain come down. You're doing too much. You're trying to figure out how you're going to make the money. You're trying to figure out how can you get more clients. You're trying to figure out what furniture you should buy. You're doing too much. Let your brain relax, right? But the beautiful thing about when you find that place that you want to get to and you're on your way there, it'll just come with a natural flow. I'm not saying you're not going to have hiccups and problems, but it will come very easily. And you'll get some time back in your life to do the things that you want to do. So I'm excited about embracing the future, about what's to come. I have more ideas, things that I want to do. I'm excited about Iahsp and the restructuring. There's no place like Iahsp, and I would just like to say thank you to Madame President Amy and Chairwoman Jeannie. There you are. And the rest of the board, those who are here and not here. I know it took a lot of effort to pull this together. It is not easy, and I just want to acknowledge you with all the bumps in the road and things that happen and don't happen. We're still here, we're still family, we still support each other, we still love each other. Clap it up for them. So I leave you with one last thing, because whenever I go on stage and I do present with a lot of realtors, I have to leave you with one thing that's positive and motivational. So I just want to share this really quickly. You can achieve the victorious life through living in deep dependence on me. For me, that's God. People usually associate victory with success, not falling or stumbling, not making mistakes. But those who are successful in their own strength tend to go their own way, forgetting about me. It is through problems, which we don't like, but it is through problems and failure and weakness and neediness that you will learn to rely on me. True dependence is not simply asking me to bless whatever you have decided to do. It's coming to me with an open mind, an open heart, inviting me to plant my desires within you. I may infuse with you a dream that feels far beyond whatever you could have imagined or you would even reach. But know that in yourself, you cannot achieve such a goal on your own. Your reliance depends on me. It's a faith walk, taken one step at a time. This is not a path of continual success without failures. However, each failure is followed by a growth spurt. Each failure is followed by a growth spurt. Nourished and increased reliance on me. So enjoy the blessedness of a victorious life, putting your dependence